Hiya. Well, here we are at BMW Ocean Motorrad in Falmouth, and waving at you in the window there. We're going to do a ride review on the R12 GS, which is a new bike. It's only been released a couple of weeks ago. This is the stock version of it. It has 21-inch front wheel, 17-inch rear wheel. There's an Enduro Pack version, which is in a fantastic colour. We've already done a video of that, in like a sand colour, which has the Enduro Pack on it, and that's got a 19-inch rear wheel, 21-inch front wheel, and that is a really, really nice looking bike. I like this one though. This is like, when they first brought out the 9T, they brought out something called an Urban Scrambler, which is something similar to this. And I really like that, although that had smaller front wheel on it. But this looks really nice, doesn't it? I think the specs are, I think it's about a 15, 16 litre fuel tank. And Toby will put all the details up on the side there for you to look at, and then obviously do your own research. But it looks really nice, doesn't it? I quite like it. Like the exhaust, it's almost Akrapovic in shape and look, isn't it, and style. So this is the water-cooled version of the 1200, 1190cc or something like that, but they call it a 1200. And this is like old school, you know, the shape of the tank's going back to the old Dakar shape. And I just think it's really nice, really cool. Looking at the dashboard, it's got a key, but the key is just for the steering lock, and obviously for the fuel tank. Very small TFT screen. To switch it on, you've got the mode switch here, the power button, and then you get the BMW Motorrad Make Life a Ride, and then it starts. Quite nice, quite nice. Bench seat, which some people may or may not like. Now, the old 9Ts, when they first came out, we had a guy came on an Arctic tour with me, and he did the whole 22 days of an Arctic tour on one of those 9Ts with just a bag thrown over, saddlebag, and he got on really well. And I must admit, it looked like a really nice little looking bike to ride. The Scrambler, Urban Scrambler version of this when we first came out, I really liked. I thought it was fantastic, nice big chunky wheels on it. But yeah, so this has a phone mount on it. It doesn't come with a sat nav or anything like that, but you can put your phone in simply by pulling it out and adjusting it to fit your phone, so you can run your maps off there. USB, DIN fitting, all that kind of stuff. Oh, and straight away the wing mirror comes off. So it's pretty basic, but I like it. No screen, just this little thing here. I'm gonna drive around the car park now and see where Toby is. And there we are in front of the glass showroom. So both feet on the ground. It's a nice easy size. You can see the lights, the cross light, which is what BMW are now doing for all their lights on these new bikes. I think it looks quite impressive. So having gone from a GSA to this is really light and easy to move around, which is why a lot of people like them. Now, I've got a 32-inch inside leg. I've got my feet down on the ground, not flat on the ground. I've got my toes right on the ground. So this comes fitted with a quick shifter, which is pretty good. It's got the cruise control. There's a whiz wheel. We'll talk about that when we stop and do a little chat. It's quite basic. Now if you can see the screen, the TFT, I didn't really like it when I first saw it. I thought it was a bit minimalistic and a bit boring actually, and not really what I was expecting. I thought they might have put the TFT from the GSAs and the GSs on there, but I suppose when you see that it would be a bit big. So this is really funny because obviously when BMW got rid of the, just a gear then, when BMW went from their air-cooled to their water-cooled engines, they must have had a shed load of 1200 engines left over, and that's what they've been using on their 9T versions and on the R12 version. But you know, it's a bomb-proof engine, isn't it? It's a really nice engine. It does feel a little bit agricultural going from my 1250 to this, but I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's quite nice. Keep missing the gear though. I'm halfway. It is so light and manoeuvrable. That's the thing that instantly pops into your mind. And again. Okay, so that's 3 missed gears now. Bit of a nightmare for me. So it's a nice short bike, and that's what gives it its manoeuvrability. It's very light. I couldn't tell you how much it was, but it's nowhere near as heavy as the GS or anything like that. So it feels very, very comfortable. There's a bit of a dive as I'm braking. I'm obviously getting used to it. So this would be an ideal commuter bike, I'd have thought. And as with every bike, you can always buy throw-over luggage or strap-on luggage and all that kind of stuff. It does feel a little bit agricultural though in its riding compared to the smoothness of a 1250, which is quite rough itself compared to other bikes. But I like that. It's kind of old school. And I mentioned the Dakar now. And it's got hill hold. Look at that. When they were doing the Dakar racing, and you know they had some massive bikes doing it, this BMW version of it was quite something special. And they went from there, and I suppose that was where the GS came from eventually. But this has that old shape. The tank is nicely moulded, and do you know what? It's really comfortable. You can fit into the tank quite nicely. You don't feel like you're in a precarious position on the bike, even though it's you're sat on a bench seat, which sometimes gives you the impression that you actually sat on it. You actually feel quite immersed in the bike. That probably doesn't make any sense, that, but it is quite comfortable. Although I've missed that clunk when you're in first gear and you're just pootling along and you're feathering the clutch and you get that clunk from the engine, the old 1200 engine. I remember when BMW went from their air-cooled to their water-cooled, and everybody was whinging about them. Change, we don't like change, all that kind of stuff. And sitting back on this now, feeling the throb of it, you know, and the way it shakes and everything, I actually quite like it. It's quite nice to get back to that old style type of riding. It's got every bell and whistle you could think of: USB, DIN fittings, cruise control. The screen, the TFT screen, although it's quite basic, has everything you need. You can scroll through, give you your trip, your temperature, your distance, for your fuel tank, all that kind of stuff. And you can nip through traffic on it really easily. I do like that. The throttle's a bit agricultural, even though it's you know, it's not wires. It's you can feel it clunking just like they always did. Clearly you're not going to get much protection from the little screen you've got in the front here, but I don't think that's what it's all about, isn't it? You know, I think this is the look, the feel of the bike. It's quite retro. Now, I must admit, the one I wanted to ride was the Enduro Pack version of this that's in like a sand colour, bigger rear wheel. It just looks so much sexier than this, although this is really nice. It had chunky wheels on it. Oh, how I've missed this engine. It would have been really good if they'd gone proper old school. Instead of putting the normal indicator switches on that they'd done, they'd gone back to the left and right indicators. Do you remember those? So to turn left, you press the switch on the left. To turn right, you press the switch on the right. So much easier and intuitive. I loved them. I was gutted when they changed to the standard indicator buttons that we have here now. I always laugh when people buy bikes like this and they go, oh yeah, I need to put a different screen on it and all the rest of it. I mean, you can't get a screen for this, although I'm sure Wunderlich, which is BMW, would eventually come up with something that would be able to be replaced by it. But it always makes me laugh, you know. I'd have to do this and have to put a bigger screen on. You probably need another bike, mate, if that's what you're looking to do. So the quick shifter's just the same as everything else. It's a bit ropey before third gear. So second to third gear, you probably get away with it. Coming down is always easy, as long as the revs are in the right area. But they've always been a little bit chunky on the way up, haven't they? But do you know, I like it. Indicators are the same. I've noticed that I don't think that these lights stay on. You know, they went through that horrendous period where they were having the lights stay on, which is what the American market has. The indicator lights are on, and so they've gone away from that, thank God. So some of the questions people would ask is, you know, whether you could tour on this. Well, I think you probably could. I wouldn't want to put a pillion on because I don't think there's anywhere for a top box or anything like that for a pillion to lean against. So I think that'd be quite uncomfortable. I haven't even looked to see if they've got foot pegs for a pillion. The seat is certainly long enough. As a one-up ride, you know, to tour it, yeah, definitely you can tour on a bike like this. We know you can. We know you'll do it in style as well. Well, got the gear that time, that'll do. It is so easy to ride. Mirrors are standard BMW mirrors. Easy, plenty of view out of them. You know, I haven't got my elbows or anything obscured by the fact that the mirrors don't go out far enough, which is nice. The seating position, it's just nice. It's comfortable. You can grip the tank with your knees easily enough. They fit inside there's like a recess there for your knees, which is very intuitive to grip hold of. Obviously now the speed's increased, you get a lot more wind blast on you. So one of the things that Chris the salesman at Ocean Farm have told us is if you're using your phone on this telephone holder, you can use the BMW Connected Ride app, and you can actually use the jockey wheel, the whiz wheel on the left hand side, to control your phone, make phone calls, listen to music, but also to control the sat nav itself, which is quite good. Although I've got reservations about the Connected app. I know somebody who actually did beta testing for the Connected app and thought it was amazing. Because I've never had any luck with it at all. In fact, I don't even have it on my phone anymore. I got rid of that. But you know, horses for courses, there's lots of apps out there you can use if you're interested in. Bike seems to dive a lot because I'm not used to the brakes on this. It's hardly got any miles on it, so it's still being run in. But yeah, so the more I've ridden this, the actual more I've liked the screen, the little TFT. I was thinking it should have been a slightly bigger screen, but you know, it's ample, isn't it? It's ideal. You know, the wind speed, the wind you get in your chest as you're driving along is actually not as bad as some, let's call open bikes if you want, without a screen. This just seems, I've got a peaked helmet as well, so there's no wind catching the top of the peak. If you're looking for a style, a peaked helmet is the right style if you want for this kind of bike. Well, I only use a peaked helmet because it's good in sunshine. Oh, it just feels nicer. God, this road is empty. Oh, you can have some fun on this. I wanted to see what would happen if you're braking on a corner like that. Whether it would be responsive or not. And it really was. Some bikes you don't have confidence going into bends with them. Some, when you apply the brakes, they just automatically stand up and you've got no control of them at all. But that was quite reassuring. Well, we're going to go to the world's busiest car park now, I reckon.
You look happy.
Look at this! Look at it!
I'm looking at it. What
this
is
is
it?
An R12 GS BMW.
Mm.
Awesome.
Looks awesome.
The end. I've just spent a while riding it. I mean, do you remember years ago we did, I think it was the Urban Scrambler that they brought out.
Yeah, we did, yeah.
It was in the R9Ts they called them, didn't they? Cracking little bike, knobbly tyres on it. This reminds me of that, although this takes me back to like Dakar type bikes. See the shape of the tank?
It looks like it, doesn't it?
And the mudguard at the front, the beak. It hasn't got the beak that everyone else has. This is like a proper off-road mudguard. There's no protection there or anything, so...
Reminds me of the look of a gas there because of the amount of distance
yeah,
between
it's huge. Do you know what? It's so much fun to ride.
Is it?
Yeah, it is short. What's that? Just 6.5, 7 foot long. I've got a 32-inch leg and I can get my feet down, my toes down on it either side. Can't get flat-footed. It was just so much fun to ride. Light, awesome. And I said when I was riding it, you know, that we had to do a lot of filtering today, and sometimes on some bikes, filtering and riding slow is absolute purgatory, isn't it? You know, it's jerky and all the rest of it. This is so much easier. And you could use this for, you know, green laning, off-roading, Imagine turning up at Simon Pavy's place and all they've got is these. You'd be like, result, no big 1250s, have a load of these. But the thing I liked about it is, you know, when BMW went from air-cooled to water-cooled, they must have had a shed load of these left in the yard somewhere, you know, and that's what they've done. They've made the 9T version, they've got the R12 version now, using those old engines, and it's quite nice to get back on it. And the difference in refinement between the 1250 and the 1300 and that and this is quite huge. It's very, very agricultural. It is boxy, you know. When you drop it into gear, it doesn't go into gear, it falls into gear, and they goes, oh yeah, we'll use that one. It's got a quick shifter on it. It's just a really nice bike.
So that engine, being the 1170, is the old air-cooled, is it?
Yeah.
So the old air-cooled, have they refined it to make it feel smoother, or have they left it like you remember it?
As I remembered it.
Wow.
It's quite clunky.
So it gives you that retro vibe in a new bike?
Definitely. Definitely. I mean, it's got everything you need. It's got a 17-inch front wheel, a 17-inch rear wheel, a 21-inch front wheel. This isn't the one I wanted to ride though, because they've got the Enduro Pack version up in the showroom. It's not registered, which is the sand-coloured one we've already done.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
It with the red frame.
Desert Storm.
Oh, it's absolutely gorgeous. Now that's got the full Enduro Pack with the knobbly tyres and all the rest of it. It's the same bike, it's just a different size wheels on it. But it looks so much sexier. You know, you get on it, it feels bigger. But this, I think it's got a 15 or a 16 litre tank. Yeah, so it's quite a good sized tank, and you can see it. It's the old Dakar shape.
Yeah.
You can grip the tank with your knees.
It reminds me of the old 1150 GSs.
Well, that's where it all started,
Yeah.
isn't it? You know, and all those people who did that show that won't be mentioned.
Yeah.
Go into the actual cockpit of the bike if you want. It's got it's keyless, but it has a key here, a holder there for the steering lock.
Oh yeah.
You need a key to get into the fuel tank.
I quite like that, you know.
It's got the mode switch, the on-off button here. So this is the power switch.
Yeah.
BMW Motorrad, make life a ride. And then to start it, you just press the red starter button.
That's normal.
Yeah. Now, I must admit I didn't like the screen when I first got on it. I was like, oh, you know, I thought they should have put, you know, perhaps made an area big enough to put the old GS TFT screen on it, because you haven't got all the stuff you can see on the TFT screen. But do you know what? It's actually quite nice to ride it like that. And after a while, you get used to it, you know. Everything you need is on there. You can scroll through it. Same old cluster. You've got cruise control, heated grips. You've got to scroll through here, the menu button, and it just takes you through different stuff. You can see I'm changing it there. I mean, you can go on forever.
But then I guess this is a bike where you don't need all that. That it's built like it, isn't it? I suppose they've gone for this because you don't need all that stuff.
Not really. Yeah, I don't
It would have
think
been
you do.
nice to have had the GS or the GSA's TFT on there.
Oh, I don't know what I've done there. I've done something there. Yeah, I mean...
Turn it off and on again.
Oh, God. But, you know, it's got a USB switch connector there. It's got the crap DIN thing, which they insist on doing.
Yeah, I just don't know why they do that.
This is for your telephone. So basically, you pull it out and adjust it. Look at that. Put your phone in. Oh. And clamp it closed. Once it's clamped closed again, you can do that. Now, once that's in, you can connect your phone to the screen using the pairing system, same on any bike, innit? And then you can use the scroll button using the BMW Connected Ride app, or whatever it's called, and you can control your phone from here.
Oh, okay. So they're basically relying on you having your phone as your sat-nav on there and giving you a different holder.
Now, I'm sure you'll be able to get sat-navs, BMW Nav 6s or 7s now is the new one. And, you know, it won't take long before people will start making that available for you. But to be honest, as I was saying when I was riding, so many people are using phones now, sat-navs may be on their way out.
Yeah.
Although saying that, just coming off a tour where people were using different apps, Scenic, My Route app, Google Maps, some of them are having issues. Now, it might be because they're not invested time in looking how the app works and how it all works, but, you know, maybe it's going to be phones in the end anyway. But in that case, you know, Wouldn't you think they've been able to connect it a bit better, perhaps?
Yeah.
Don't know. Anyway, so I didn't like the screen, but now I do like it. There's no glass, there's no Perspex screen here. You get this little thing.
Yeah.
You know, now I didn't think that that would actually give me some protection. I'm riding with a peaked helmet because that's what you should be riding when you're riding one of these bikes, I think.
It's not just about the ride, it's about the look as well.
Well, if you're interested in style, clearly I'm not. God, look at me. You know, but that protected us when we got up to a bit of speed riding around the country lanes there. That was giving me enough wind over the helmet not to affect
Wow.
the peak. So I was really pleased with that. The seat is bullet hard, but it's really comfortable. It's a bench seat, you know, not much for the pillion there. And if you're riding with a pillion, you know, you've got all this. I don't think a pillion would want to go on the back of this. You can't put any back plate on it.
And to be fair, why would you want a pillion on your bike anyway?
Well, you know,
I quite like being selfish.
Cornish likes to go on it. But, you know, it won't be long before you can get strap over luggage, something like that, which, you know, they've got hooks here so you can hook stuff on, which is pretty good. The exhaust, come around and have a look at this exhaust. It's not an exhaust that begins with the letter A, but it looks like it, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it?
Similar, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Big gap there between the, you know, the bottom of the bike and the thing. So there's a lot of suspension travel.
Yeah.
You come to the front, you can see how big the suspension travel is. It looks quite a lot. I'm sure there's figures for that.
I'm sure there is.
These are big old shocks, aren't they?
They are.
And the gap, you know, that's 10 inches.
Yeah.
You know, it looks really nice. It looks really, really nice.
It is something of beauty, isn't it?
So easy to ride. It was really easy. Filtering, doddle. So would this make a great computer, I said then. It would. Could you tour on it? Well, we know we can because we got a mate who toured the Arctic Circle with us. With one of these, he had a bit of strap-on luggage and a courier bag, and he did it on the old original 9T. So yes, you can definitely tour with it, and you know, you'd have no problem at all. Green laning, it'd be awesome.
That would be.
I mean, it's not going to fall over, is it? You've got these massive things on the side, but it's just a really, really nice bike. The Enduro bike, you've got to have a look at it. You'll see our video that's already been done, the sand-coloured one. I think that looks phenomenal. But it's nice that they've gone back to this different colour and we haven't got boring black, you know, because I like nice bright colours. So, yeah, what do you do? What else is there to say about it? It's got a suspension, but it's not adjustable. It's not electronic suspension. It's hand cranked, you know, so it feels agricultural when you ride it, but that's quite nice. I just liked it.
Would you have one?
Yeah. No, that's weird.
That's the first time you've ever answered that quickly.
Yeah, I would. I wouldn't want to go necessarily doing the miles we're doing with tours and things, with RiderCamTV tours, but definitely if I was just doing normal riding, like a couple of weeks ago we did the 1,000 miles in 24 hours, that'd have been a hoot on this, you know, but yeah, vibey, a little bit vibey while you're riding, but you know, it's an old school engine. Oh, that's warm actually, wow. Love it, love it, love it, love it. So go and have a ride on one. And think about the options that you could use it for, not just for touring. It's not designed for going around racetracks, and most bikes aren't, are they? And I'm glad that our video showed us in real situations going through town, purgatory really, but it handled it so easy. It's not, you don't even have to think about it. So would I buy one? Yeah, I would actually. And would I enjoy it? I'd have a right old laugh on it. So yeah. Thumbs up, subscribe. Toby will put all the bits and pieces up there that we think you need. If you're interested, get out and have a go on it. And we'll see you in the next video.